How's your yeehaw?
Yeehaw!
Can you do an American accent?
Which part of America?
Anywhere. I'll give you a sentence. Here, I'll give you a sentence.
Are you going to ask me? You've got a sentence there.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
it depends on what it says.
All right,
yeah,
here we go.
Try.
This is the most American sentence I could think of. I ordered breadsticks with ranch dressing at Applebee's.
Say it again?
The ranch. You got to hit
Ranch.
this. And then on Applebee's, really emphasize the A, Applebee's.
Applebee's.
I love Applebee's.
I love Applebee's. Now I'm just sitting here sweating.
I ordered breadsticks with ranch dressing.
I ordered breadsticks with ranch dressing at Applebee's.
That was decent.
I enjoyed that.
You love it. Hey, do you like my Cybertruck?
Hey, do you like my Cybertruck?
You guys out there, you cannot laugh like this. We're having a real thing.
No, but by the way, the laughter, it's encouraging. Is it encouraging or is it mocking me? I'm not sure. Come on, y'all.
We have a... There we go.
There it is.
Did you ever wonder if Prince Harry could pull off an American accent? Well, in a recent interview with comedian Hasan Minhaj, the world got its answer. The conversation began in typical fashion, with Hasan's trademark humour setting a light and jovacious tone. He casually brought up that Harry has been living in the United States for a considerable amount of time now. Then, in a twist that no one saw coming, Hasan posed the question that, let's admit, we've all been secretly itching to hear. Harrowed with laughter as Harry, ever the good sport, chuckled at the unexpected inquiry. Then, showcasing his quick wit, he retorted with a playful, "Which part of America?" Hasan, not missing a beat, handed him a line that was as quintessentially American as apple pie. I ordered breadsticks with ranch dressing at Applebee's. And, ladies and gentlemen, Harry's response was nothing short of remarkable. His accent was smooth and confident, yet filled with a humour that had the entire room in stitches. It was a genuine moment that revealed a side of Harry that is often hidden behind the royal facade. He was not the stiff, formal British royal we've come to expect. Instead, he was relaxed, grounded, and clearly enjoying himself. Hasan continued to tease Harry about his Americanization, highlighting his California residence, sunny upbringing for his kids, and probable knowledge of the best taco spots in Montecito. Harry took it all in stride, his responses revealing just how much he has embraced his new life in America. Yet, as we all know, the tabloids are never far behind. The likes of Daily Mail were quick to spin the story into a Harry mocks his roots narrative. But we know better. Harry isn't mocking anything. He's simply living his life, free from the constraints of his former royal lifestyle. And, let me tell you, Harry's American accent was spot on. Hasan didn't stop at the accent. He wanted to know just how American Harry had become. With his signature wit, Hasan teased the prince about his new Californian lifestyle. The conversation flowed naturally, revealing a comfortable camaraderie between the two. Hasan's questions, though light-hearted, touched on the changes Harry has embraced since moving stateside. Hasan playfully prodded, "So, Harry, you're living in the Golden State, raising your kids under the Californian sun, and probably know the best taco places in Montecito, don't you?" The audience chuckled, clearly enjoying the banter. Harry, ever the good sport, laughed and played along, showing a level of ease and comfort that was both refreshing and endearing. One could see Harry's delight in talking about his new home, his children growing up in the sunshine, and yes, even the local taco spots. His eyes twinkled as he spoke about these simple pleasures, a far cry from the stiff upper lip, often associated with the British aristocracy. The conversation was a testament to Harry's adaptability, his ability to embrace change, and his dedication to carving out a happy life for his family. But it wasn't just about the tacos or the sunny weather. It was about Harry's transformation, a journey from royal protocols to the freedom of just being himself. The prince, known for his cheeky charm and humanitarian work, has always marched to the beat of his own drum. And now he was embracing a lifestyle that allowed him to do just that, but on his own terms. Harry's move to America wasn't just a geographical shift, it was a shift in lifestyle, in perspective, and in identity. He was no longer just Prince Harry of the United Kingdom. He was Harry, the dad, the husband, the philanthropist, the podcast host, the guy who loves a good taco, and yes, the guy who could do a pretty good American accent when asked. It's clear that Harry is embracing this new American chapter of his life, not as a rejection of his past, but as an enthusiastic acceptance of his present and future. However, as expected, not everyone was amused by Harry's light-hearted banter. The tabloids, always eager for a scandal, immediately jumped on the opportunity to twist this joyful moment into something controversial. The Daily Mail, in particular, took the lead, spinning the narrative into a tale of mockery and derision. They painted a picture of a prince who had turned his back on his roots, who was making fun of his British heritage, and who had gone full American. The headline screamed of betrayal of a man who had discarded his past to embrace a new identity. They made it seem as if Harry's American accent was a slap in the face to his homeland, an act of defiance rather than a moment of harmless fun. But those who watched the interview, those who saw the genuine laughter and warmth in Harry's eyes, knew better. They saw a man who was at ease, who was comfortable in his own skin, who was enjoying life without the weight of a crown on his head. They saw a father, a husband, a man who had found his place in the world, away from the pomp and circumstance of royal life. The media's portrayal was a stark contrast to the reality. They tried to paint Harry as a traitor, but all anyone could see was a man who was finally free to laugh, free to live, free to be himself without the scrutiny of 1,000 eyes. The tabloids may have tried to turn the public against him, but Harry remained unfazed. He continued to live his life on his own terms, unbothered by the noise. He knew who he was and where he stood, and no amount of negative press could change that. So, while the Daily Mail was busy writing its sensational headlines, Harry was simply living his life, enjoying the sunshine of California and the company of his family. Despite their attempts to stir up controversy, Harry remains unfazed. But let's set the record straight. Harry isn't trying to be American. He's just a man, finally free to live life on his own terms, away from the gilded cage of royalty. He's discovered an environment that allows him to simply be Harry, not a prince, not a royal, but a man, a husband, a father. Living in the sun-dappled Californian suburb of Montecito, he's found a place where he can give his children a normal upbringing, a place where they can run outside and play without the prying eyes of the paparazzi or the rigid protocols of royal life. He's found a community that embraces him not for his title, but for who he is. He's not trying to erase his British roots. How could he? They are an integral part of him. They have shaped him into the man he is today. But he's found a balance. He's allowed himself to embrace new experiences, new cultures, without losing sight of who he truly is. He's found a sense of peace and contentment that was missing from his life. He's no longer the Harry we saw in the UK, constantly under scrutiny, his every move dissected and discussed. He's just Harry, relaxed, content, and free. Free to make his own choices, free to live his life as he sees fit, free to be happy. And isn't that what we all want? To find our own slice of happiness, to carve out a life that truly belongs to us, free from the expectations and pressures of others? Harry has found his. He's found a life that allows him to be true to himself, to live authentically, to be at peace. He's not trying to be anyone but himself, a man finally at peace. And in doing so, he's showing us all that it's possible to break free from the constraints that bind us, to live a life that is truly our own. So while the tabloids continue their tantrums, Harry is having the last laugh. The prince, now settled into the Californian sunshine, is clearly enjoying his life away from the palace walls. He's found a sense of peace, a sense of freedom that he's never had before. And he's not just surviving, he's thriving, with every twang in his perfect American accent, with every hearty chuckle that spills from his lips. Harry is proving to the world that happiness is not about where you come from, but where you choose to go. He's not just a prince who's moved across the pond. He's a man who's chosen to embrace a new lifestyle, a new culture, and a new way of living, all while maintaining his inimitable charm and wit. What's more, Harry's happiness is not just about his own personal freedom. It's about the joy of being a father, raising 2 beautiful children under the Californian sun. It's about the thrill of embarking on new ventures, of carving out a niche for himself in an entirely new landscape. It's about the satisfaction of standing up to the tabloids, of refusing to let their tantrums dictate his life. And despite all the controversy, despite all the headlines, Harry hasn't lost his ability to charm the world. His sense of humour, his down-to-earth personality, his willingness to roll with the punches. These are the qualities that have endeared him to millions around the globe. And they continue to do so one accent at a time. In the end, it's not about the accent, it's not about the tabloids. It's about a man who's found his place in the world, who's found a sense of contentment and happiness that's all his own. And that, in itself, is a victory worth celebrating. Prince Harry's moved on, happy, free, and still charming the world, one accent at a time.